Who's on your team? Who's your teammate? Do you really have good team members around you? Good morning, everybody. This morning we continue dealing with Paul's life. And on yesterday, we dealt a little more on Paul's life. Let me just give it to you real quick, like a little summary. We talked about a struggle. And then we talked about the fact that Paul was in a constant struggle, seemingly, in his life. And we've been dealing with that. And this morning, I want to talk about not so much Paul, but Silas. Silas. We always say it, Paul and Silas. Paul and Silas. But what does that mean? What does that mean? Who is Silas? And what is it to us that Paul had a Silas? We're going to talk about teammates this morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Brenda. How are you on this morning? Verena, how are you all on this morning? You know what? Got a word for you on this morning, Angela. And I just want to drill down into this whole teaching about Paul's life this week. And I want to raise the question today about who's on your team, who's your teammate, and give you some directions with respect to who needs to be on your team. It's always the text, the talk, and the takeaway. But just want to greet a couple of more people, and then we're going to get into the word on this morning. Good morning, Yvonne. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Tally Tally. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Minister Mobley. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Carolyn. How are you all on this morning? This morning, let's talk about teammates. Who's on your team? And how do you pick the right teammates? The text, the talk, and the takeaway. We're delving deep into Paul's life. Acts 16:25, you know it very well. Hear it again for the very first time. Acts 16:25, about midnight. About midnight. Paul and Silas was praying and singing hymns to God, and the other prisoners were listening. You already know the context of the text, but let me give you just a reminder. Here's Paul and Silas. They've been making headway in the city, and they have come to the point in which they bind the spirit of the girl who has been making money for those who are in the city. They get upset with the fact that now they can no longer sell these articles that people are, these little objects that people are really listening to and like. And because of the spirit that moves on them, they put the spirit out of this girl, and everybody gets mad. They throw them in prison. So we find them in prison in Acts 16:25. The famous thing about midnight, they are singing and praising unto God, and the other prisoners are watching and listening. Now, we often talk about this, but we like to talk about Paul and Silas, but there is no Paul without a Silas. He has a teammate. And in that, he helps us to understand who needs to be in our Fab Five, who needs to be close to us, who needs to be in our inner circle, who needs to be close to us in our walk with the Lord. The first thing that you read and understand about this, about Silas, not Paul, Silas doesn't want to wear Paul's jersey. You cannot have people in your Fab Five, in relationship with you, and they want to wear your jersey. It just will not happen. It won't work because they will backdoor you. They will backbite you. They will find a way to take you out. You remember when Jesus says, "Who do men say that I am?" And everybody spoke up and Peter got it right. And within the same breath, when Jesus said, "Look, I'm going to be crucified and raised on the third day." And Peter said, no, in the Greek of that word said he takes hold of Jesus. Wait a minute, Peter, you're going a little bit too far. What are you talking about? Because Peter really is trying to wear Jesus' jersey. So when you're picking a teammate, make sure they're not interested in wearing your jersey. The second thing that we know about Silas, because we know he doesn't want to wear Paul's jersey. There's nothing in the text that says he's always trying to step in front of Paul. He lets Paul be Paul. He knows how to encourage Paul. They were singing and praying together. Clearly, Silas knows that this is what causes Paul to gain strength and to be encouraged. He knows how to encourage him. When you're looking for somebody to be on your team, when you're looking for somebody to be in relationship with, when you're looking for someone to walk with, how can they walk together unless they agree? Then you need to find somebody that knows how to encourage you, knows how to encourage you. Here's the third thing. The third thing is this. They can get a prayer through. They can get a prayer through. They are in the prison and they are praying. If the people who you are in relationship with are not people who can pray and get a prayer through, that's not who you need to be with. You need to be with folk who know how to get on their knees and call on the Lord on your behalf. He doesn't want to wear Paul's jersey. He knows how to encourage Paul. And guess what? He knows how to pray. He knows how to pray. What's your takeaway this morning? Your takeaway is this. You can't be you by yourself. You need someone in your life to bring you out. You can't be you by yourself. You need somebody else in your life to bring you out. That's what Silas did for Paul. We don't talk about him, but the fact is, if there's no Silas, there's no Paul. The Lord be with you today. His face shine upon you, give you peace. We're going to continue to drill down deep on Paul's life this week and share the manna. If it bless you, bless somebody else. God bless you.